this time, it is my pleasure to present the baccalaureate speakers for the class of 2021, as selected by their classmates. Please welcome to the stage Isabella Bellani and Matthew DeLucchio.
Bishop Spalding, Assistant Superintendent Laura Schuler, Priest and Religious, members of the Board of Trust, Mr. McIntyre and Mr. Davis, faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2021, welcome. For those of you here today that I have not met, my name is Bella Bellani, but many of my friends here at Father Ryan know me as Jibby, Jib, Jibsters, Jibitha, Giblet, and more. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations. This year looked so different for us, but I'm so proud of our class for making the best out of a year that had a lot of difficult changes. I went back and forth for many hours trying to pick the perfect message to share with you all today. While I was stuck, I decided to look back at my journals I've written throughout high school for inspiration. These journals are mostly filled with funny things Mr. Tilke has said in class, or jokes my classmates have made. But I found an entry from freshman year titled, Tips for How to Live a Jibby Lifestyle. I've decided to share some of this great wisdom with you today. Now, some of these are completely ridiculous thoughts from freshman year me, but they're all things I actually wrote. For example, Rule 21 is, don't trust bananas, they're creepy and odd. Or Rule 22 just says drink water, which is actually a pretty good rule that I should have followed. I'm still not sure that I'm the most qualified person to give you all lifestyle tips, as I cried during almost every test, and I still have not followed that drink water advice. But you guys voted for me to give this speech today, so now you have to listen. Tip number 1, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It is every teenage girl's worst nightmare that their best friend will one day get a boyfriend and start spending all her time with the boy instead of her. Now imagine my complete terror when my best friend Jill Tinsey started dating an enemy, Aiden Scott. My rivalry with Aiden dates back to freshman year student council, when he told me he could beat me in the race for sophomore class president because he quote unquote is so much cooler than me. His words, not mine. So now I had a choice to make. Keep Aiden close where I could see him, or lose my best friend. Everyone here probably knows how this story ends. I learned that Aiden Scott is secretly a caring person that has in total done so much for me and shared my best friend with me throughout a year in which I really needed her. I may be the only person here that went to prom without a date, but also didn't go alone. I went with Jill and Aiden. Sometimes an enemy can truly be a friend in disguise. And for the record, I was sophomore class president. Thank you. Tip number 2, be grateful. This might seem like an obvious piece of advice, but being grateful is more important now than it ever has been before. We are grateful for our health, for our families, and for this last year we've had together. 14 months ago, we didn't know if we'd ever be back in school together, but instead we made it all year on campus because of Father Ryan staff's hard work that made it happen. We're all very fortunate to have this opportunity to attend this school, to know each other, and to be here today. Look around. The class of 2021 is very special. What senior class from Father Ryan has ever had their entire senior year Corona style? The answer to that is none. But we also have other things that make our class special. Not every class has a Jack Boyd with the best sense of humor out of anyone I know, or a rowing legend like Clint Region, or a soul as kind as Lillian Krause, or a human as humble as Abby Smith. The best kinds of people exist in our class, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I mean, what other class could raise money for Job's new headphones and start a rally in the amphitheater to support the cause? Tip number 3, learn from our mentors. I think the best thing about Father Ryan is the teachers. They not only teach us about math or English or history, but also how to treat people well and be resilient. Our class is a resilient group of individuals, and I think we learned that from our teachers. I asked some of my classmates what we will miss most about our beloved staff, and here's the list I have compiled. We will miss trying to get Mr. Tilke to admit that he's secretly in the CIA, and young Coach Bontrager telling us that we're putting him in a foul mood. We will miss trying to get Mr. Dooling to make that homework quiz a take-home quiz. Hearing Coach Shaver tell us to have a lovely, lovely day. Mr. Purrier waving to us in the hallway and handing us a Moina. We will miss Coach T doing random impressions during the movie and film studies. Miss Harris trying to manage our stress levels while also assigning 6 essays and a book to read in 1 week. We will miss trying to get our detentions taken away by Mr. Crumby or Mr. Magnus, and so much more. Tip number 4, always be ready to start over. Life is always about starting over. When we entered high school, we stumbled through freshman year, lost and confused, but we made it through and we're graduating here tomorrow. Like I said before, if this year has taught me anything, it is that the class of 2021 is resilient and able to adjust. We wore masks every day. We ate lunch all year outside, even in the winter. We carried all our books and bags everywhere because we don't have lockers anymore. We live streamed sporting events and musicals to support our friends from afar. But let's focus on where we are now. We made it through 4 years of high school. We studied, we won championships, we created works of art, we raised money for cancer research, and now we're finally the top dogs. But this feeling of being the top dog will only last until we graduate tomorrow. We will soon be the new kid on campus again. This will be a big adjustment for most of us, as change is scary. Hopefully, our new colleges will not have a version of My Father Ryan, so we will not have to worry about the terrifying reply all. And we won't have to worry about accidentally messaging the whole school asking our mom to cancel our Apple Music account like Hannah and Eve did freshman year. So friends, fear not. We won't be the newbies forever. Soon we will come to the end of the next phase. Just be ready to start over after that. Tip number 5, focus on the good. These past 4 years have been filled with a lot of purple and a lot of lessons. It hasn't always been the easiest path for us, but we have come out the other side more selfless and smarter versions of ourselves. We have learned not to take anything for granted, that actions speak louder than words, the value of being kind to others, how to put together a killer Spirit Week outfit, and who we are as individuals and as a class. Coming into high school, my expectations for these 4 years was based off the popular 1990s movie, 10 Things I Hate About You. My Shakespeare fans, like Miss Scrubs, will be happy to know this movie is based off the play, The Taming of the Shrew. Don't let anyone tell you that British literature isn't important. I was disappointed when I realized that in real life, no one throws flyers for parties down the stairwell, and no one here looks like Heath Ledger. If you've not seen this movie, at the end, the main character, Kat, reads a love poem to her boyfriend, Patrick, stating the 10 reasons she hates him, except they're really the 10 reasons she loves him. Kat spends the whole movie wanting to hate Patrick, her school, and her classmates. It is only at the end that she is honest with herself and focuses on the good and realizes the love she has for the people around her. I would like to close this speech with my own version of this poem about Father Ryan. 10 things I hate about high school. I hate the way you keep me up late and the way I have to wear a mask. I hate the way the pond smells. I hate that you went by too fast. I hate your new chicken biscuits and all the steps we have to climb. I hate it when you make me laugh, even worse when you make me cry. I hate it when we have to leave and the fact that we won't be back this fall, but mostly I hate the way I don't hate you, not even close, not even a little bit, not even at all. I am the girl at the end of the movie that is focusing on the good, and you all are my Heath Ledger. I can see the good because I just spent the last 4 years being surrounded by the kindest and most supportive people I know. More than anything, what I wanted to say to you all today is thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are the good. Thank you again for choosing me to speak tonight. Congratulations to my fellow classmates, and as always, go Irish.